Ba-ba-da-ba. We're going live early. Do. Oh, why you give me the playback error again? Do you mean playback error? Please try again later. Oh, YouTube. They're gonna make me check on my phone. What is up? Well, tell you what, let me know if you can hear me because YouTube is doing YouTube things and it is telling me that there's a playback error. So you know the drill. I was going to pull it up on my phone, but if you can just tell me that my sound and sultry voice is coming to you, that'd be appreciated. What is up, Longsword Larry? I got home early. Ergo, I'm starting the stream early. Do I only stream on YouTube? Yes, currently. I do technically have it all set up on Twitch, but I just don't bother with it, to be honest. Well, hello from Germany. Or, hello to you in Germany. I guess I'm not from Germany. My family is. I'm not. Ancestry. Long-time listener since SOC. Well, hello, LPN. Awesome. Thank you, Francisco. Completely audible. Good. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube does the YouTube things. But I'm still setting up in the background, so bear with me. Hey, Chris. I haven't even logged into my account yet, so I was like, whatever. I'll come chat early. I'll say hi to the people. All right, let's do that. Let's find out why YouTube is not refreshing. This one here. Thank you. It's kind of funny. Apparently in OBS, YouTube is saying that I have no one in stream, even though I'm literally talking to you right now. We're just having technical issues abound. Maddie B, I am doing wonderful today. I'm in a great mood for no particular reason, but I guess I don't need a reason to be happy. And I'm getting the stream. I'm still testing what day of the week might be a good second kind of stream day because I usually do my Saturday nights. And today it just happened to be today. So I don't know. I'm in a great mood. What about you? Roberto, hello. Ethan, hello. Destroyer, love the name. How am I doing? I will be AFK while coding. Well, a pleasure to have you with me nonetheless. I'm curious what you're coding, though. All right. I'm finally in game. Let me swap to the actual stream. Let's see if it'll cut in. Oh, God. Where is my actual... There it is. Okay, we're here. I was actually worried I was logged into my KR account instead. I filmed a video today on the whole Revelation card system or whatever, kind of like a tutorial guide of the system itself. And so I had both clients up and I was toggling between them because some things just aren't out in global yet that I wanted to show. And so, yes, I have... It is my favorite toy. I'm going to switch back for a second here. So that is... This came out... October-ish of last year, the X-Men, Uncanny X-Men pinball machine, and the whole storyline is Days of Future Past, and it has a Sentinel head in the middle of the play field that you have to bash, and it's got like a magneto magnet, and it's a fun machine. It was a lifelong dream, basically lifelong dream, to own a real pinball machine, and so it's taken me many years to get to the point that I actually had it. Oh, my audio channel is not coming through my headset. Hold on. God, I'm a noob today. There it is. Beast Mode, what's up? Chip, hello. Yes, so we're figments of your imagination. Yeah, so the members have already seen or are able to see the Revelations video on the channel right now, so some of them already have noticed it. And guess what? I put a fun little game in this video that I hope you guys like. It's pretty dorky, not gonna lie. But since I couldn't have my camera on because it was obscuring too much of the data I had to show, or not data, but details I had to show, I made a PNG mesh of my beard and I hid it all around the video. And so it's your job to watch the video and then tell me how many times you find it. And I'm curious if anyone gets all of them because I have a couple that are a little sneakier than others. But I don't know, I'm a dork. It was fun. Isn't it great to be an adult and buy your own toys? Melissa, yes, indeed it is. A little web app to learn Angular. Okay, I'm not quite sure what Angular is, but still cool nonetheless. Earlier I was trying to put Maru Kakaja on a persona, but got Divine Grace 2. Oh, dude, it's the worst when that happens. I've had that happen so many times where it's like I'm trying to get one skill and it's like, no, you're gonna get fire affinity 17 times in a row. Yeah, Chris, it's a fun one. Yeah, this was a very expensive toy. I will be fully honest about that. Years of saving. It was not an impulse purchase. Like, it took a hot minute to get to the point that I could get it. I want to go find the Gachapon machine. It's down the street. I tried to do at least one Gachapon pull. I've completed 2 of the collections. I've got the cars and the newest one. Did I just walk right? No, it's up here. I hate the fusion system in this game. Oh, for the inheritance? Yeah, that part is a pain. Definitely a pain. Which one do I want to go for? Capybaras or... I think I need more of these guys. I'm going to go for these guys. Training sets are good value. Bear training sets. Not bear training sets. That's... The sentence is confusing, so I'm adding bear to it. Training sets are pretty good value. I'm not sure what you mean by training sets, Viper. Do you mind clarifying? And I'll see if I can't answer that better. Yes, you get 100 or 150 gems when you complete a set. I'll show you. These are all ones I already have. So you go to collection, and then you can see here, like I'm at 84%. Does it actually tell you what you get? It does not. But maybe it'll show on one of my max ones. Yeah, 120 is what I got for that one. And then... Okay, I guess I can't see it. Oh, I do. It's 100 for that one. So some are 100. It looks like that other one was 120. So yes, you do get stuff for the capsules. Oh, you get all of them. Very nice. I've spent... My poor confidants, I am like ignoring their relationships and giving them gifts because I keep spending it over here. Oh, I'm a slacker. Otaku doing otaku things. Yep, exactly. Exactly. You also have a problem? Yeah, I think I've gotten past my 100 gacha at this point. Oh, got a rare. There we go. How close am I to finishing that one? I've pulled once for side missions and forgot about it. Yeah, it's just a way for them to waste your yen in here. But I love Gachapon machines in real life, and so they can waste it away. All right, so this is the thing, is you're always chasing these super rares. Open stream, of course, you're checking the capsule collection. Shadowlight, that is life, my friend. That is life. What are the everlasting incenses used for? I only find characters that use everlasting incenses and a few hermits. Is that one of the materials? Let me see. Go to bag. Incense, because you're talking about these. Oh, so this is to get your skills from rank 9 to rank 10, the everlasting incense. So they're a bit more rare than these, but when you get high enough level, you can go to rank 10 on a skill, and it requires the roses, the incense. I'm already at rank 16 with Tomoko. Jeez, man, you're killing me on ranks. Beast mode, did you go for Minami or did you go for Yui? Or both, for that matter. And did you pull Riddle on the way? That's the real question. Yes, you can switch them with your friends. You just have to switch the same rarities. Your 4th one in a row? Oh, I am so sorry. 4 riddles in a row? That's pain. Oh, there's the super rare. Yeah. Okay, I just finished that set then. So that is what I'll do for this today. And so you get not only the gems, but you get the background. So now we got to go display this bad boy. Appreciate the tools and resources, of course. That's what I'm here for. I mean, I get nerdy, right? Because I sit there and give you guys spreadsheets, but you know, it's just how I'm natively comfortable sharing information. Difference between cognition crystals and metajoules is cognition. I'll show you. Let me demonstrate. So, oops, not there. So cognition crystals you get by buying things with real world money. Metajoules are just what you get in game, and you can convert these to cards. If you are a spender, I'll show you what I do. Is I save them up, and then on the training sets, because you get them for like certain level ranges. If you look, this is 520. for 45, so you know, like I'm a little bit short, whatever. And then when I go in there, I'll get 4 cards plus some materials. And so 4 cards would normally cost you 600. And so if you're patient, if you're, you know, a casual spender or even a medium spender, whatever, save these up, don't convert them for pulls, wait till you have enough to get these boxes, because it is a slightly better value. Not by much. I mean, it's not gonna, you know, get you 7 new characters, but it's definitely slightly better. Yeah, so you can only get cognition crystals by spending real world money. See, now that I've got this team's getting the background. Yes. Beautiful. Yep, got 3, so I got 3 more sets to go. All right, I didn't want both, but I rolled 18 on Yui, nice. And then, wow, dude, those are some, so you got it in 18 and 20, that is pretty sick. The minor girl, oh, Riddle, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're trying to build pity and you got the, you know, those characters, you're not in a bad spot, especially in the content cycle right now, because Yui's killing it in the scores at the moment. Yeah, Marion, I would honestly still hold. I need to make her guide before I go on vacation. So hopefully that'll get filmed in the next couple days. But she's one I would still recommend holding on this until it goes to standard banner. Just spoiler alert. Thank you for being so positive. There's a couple negative. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I always joke that, like, I've hit that age where I realize how much happier I am not, you know, diving into all the drama. It's not that I don't, you know, dislike things. There are things I don't think they're doing well, but I can lose sleep over it, or I can enjoy the parts that I do enjoy. So, yeah, you can tell what stance I take. Counting down the days for Fox, I am very much looking forward to Fox. I don't even care if he's not considered the most meta of people. It is fine with me. I'm going to enjoy the heck out of him. Still confused by some combat. Do all ailments count as debuffs? Oh, it's tricky. It's going to depend on what it's in relation to, because some powers will specifically call it types of ailments, like technicals, for example, require elemental ailments. So like your burn, your freeze, windswept, and shock, I want to say, are your 4 elemental ones. Other ones are spiritual ailments, and so that's like your sleep. What are the other ones? Dizzy. I'm spacing what the other ones are for spiritual. But it's not the 4 elemental ones. And then you have regular debuffs, which is like your Raccoonda, or your the one that reduces attack that I'm spacing the name of. But then certain characters will specifically rely on triggering effects on the types of them. Did I get all my monthly stuff in here? Sorry, I've been working on getting all my monthlies cleared out in this shop. I'm less concerned about the limited purchases because they'll sit there before I push my rank up any further. I think I have to get to level 25 for the next monthly part of that shop. So let's do that really quickly. I'll show you that here in just a second, my friend. So give me just a moment. I just want to buy some things. Let's get this for Shun. I'm trying to be hyper vigilant on chat. Do you guys want to hear something like embarrassingly funny? So my wife is not into video games. That's not her thing. That's totally fine, and we vibe either way. And the other night when I did my Saturday night stream, she did something unprecedented, and she came in the stream. Of all the people's comments I missed my wife's comment. And so she gave me crap the next day, which she rightfully so, right? Because like the one time she jumps on one of my streams, I absolutely missed her comment. And she didn't stay for long, so she didn't give me too much of a chance. And so now I'm like looking over, I'm like, am I gonna miss my wife again? If she shows up, I'll tell you. I don't expect that she will, but I thought it was totally funny that I totally just didn't see her message. Let's see. So let me show you this, what I mean by the elemental piece. Lost you 50-50. I'm just crying at 50-80. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, unless you really want her, I would actually save that probably for your next limited banner. What weapons would you prioritize? So Queen for sure. Cord, yes. Summer Moko is a 50-50 on that one. She's not as necessary, but it does help her heal better. But I would definitely get Queens, and I would absolutely get Cords, without a doubt. Gacha games, people should poofle whole day. Like, I agree. Number one, have fun first. let's go to on, and I'll show you where it says the type. So if you look at, is it skill 3? Which skill is it that does her technical? One of them does technical. Or maybe not. Maybe it's someone else I'm thinking of. Or is it in her awareness? Somewhere in life, I know there's a technical already in game. I could have sworn it was hers. Could it be Leo? And I'm just confusing myself? Or not Leo. Key. Hold on. I'm going to find this somewhere. Ah, here it is. So deal fire damage and then activate fire technical. And so fire technical requires an elemental ailment. So burn is an elemental ailment, for example. See how it says like elemental there? And so you can't trigger a fire technical off of a spiritual ailment. So there's a little bit of nuance into that whole system. So you really do have to kind of pay attention to the specific, wording that they use on some of these to make sure that you're triggering it off of the specific effects that they call to. Let's see. Hit 21, you're at 19, about to get the last 3,000 metal painting. Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to get to 25 right now is my next big push. Hey, Planet. If you build the team well, no meta team will be really great. If you build all the team well. Yeah, what's kind of funny is my smart, intelligent self the other day. I played the guild battles on my phone the other day. Well, my phone screen is small, and I wear glasses, as you can tell. And so I thought the icon for fire on the second fight, which is gone at this point, was the curse icon, because I couldn't see it well enough. And so I got to like top 30% using a curse team on the fire battle, like an idiot. And then someone in chat on the guild was like, that's fire, right? And I'm like, oh crap. So I went back and ran it with my on team and got up to, I think, 4th percentile or 5th percent or whatever it was. Like, so you can still do pretty darn good with like suboptimal teams, I guess is the point of that story. Let's see. So brother, you think I should upgrade the skills of my characters to 6? Not necessarily all the powers. So you'll notice that on mine too is like Joker, because I'm a fanboy, I'm leveling all of his powers. But if I look at like my Leo, for example, no, his I leveled up. Some of his are leveled because he's got fully maxed out, so he gets the extra bonus skills. Who am I not doing all of them on? I'm pretty sure Puppet I wouldn't. Yeah, so check out Puppet. I've got these leveled up. I haven't actually leveled this one, but I get the extra skills because I'm full max awareness. And so I will almost never use skill 2 on Puppet. Like there's very, very little reason why I'd ever have to use this particular skill. And so in this stage of the game, when it's like stat crunch galore or mat crunch galore, I focus on these two. And it just depends on the person. Like on, I've not touched her skill 2 because on, I'm going to always be alternating between giving her attack buff and then going into her buff skill 3. There's a couple times where maybe you would want to use a single target attack, but it's not that often. And so again, like while I don't have the mats right now, I am focused on the skills that I use 98% of the time. The completionist in me far in the future will probably complete all the skills, or at least up to rank 9, because rank 10 requires that special incense. And so yeah, it won't be now. Is Cord good without Yui? Cord is probably the best character in the game up until maybe some of the newer 4.0 characters. And even then, like the newer ones make her good again. Like she pairs with Barry because Barry likes to work off of her highlight. So yeah, Cord is arguably the best character in the game. If not her, you could maybe say she's second place. So there's only like a couple teams that don't work with her. Like Fox doesn't work particularly well with her, just in comparison to the things you can run. Yeah, Vent, you got it perfect on. It's like she's basically free highlights and crazy buffs. She's one of the only characters I'm considering actually going for dupes, like an A1, because an A1 Cord gives you, I think it's crit rate with her buff, which you guys know me and crit if you watch my videos. Marion with her weapon, nice. I'm waiting on her weapon. I don't have, I mean, I obviously built that gem pity planner, and so I know, unfortunately, how much I need to save, especially because I'm trying to get as many characters as I possibly can for the sake of making content. And so if I were to try to pull for her weapon right now, unless I lucked out on a 10 pull, I would just be diluting the gems I need for limited characters. Yeah, her and like Futaba are gonna be the first two, and the only two for a long time that I'm gonna say is a hard pull. Like you really should go for them, unless you just don't care, and that's perfectly fine too. Like I'm not saying you have to be a slave to the meta. I'm just saying if you care about like the power creep, those are the power creep. Hello, Medrith. Makoto Yuki's best team. I heard that he synergized. Yeah, so the P3 characters synergize with each other because of Theurgies. And like Core doesn't buff. She doesn't allow you to launch like a second Theurgy. And so it has seemed like they have been trying to build those characters together. It's not that you can't run them with other teams. And at first you only have one unit anyways. But they do seem like they're synergizing well. I do need to do a bit more research on specifically the P3 cast. But we got over a year before that hits us. Unless they super speed us. Did you see that SCA server got Marion dupe? So at SCA, do you mean? Are you trying to refer back to the China server or the server that's like a week behind global? Because I didn't think the one that's a week behind global did. If hit by debuff, do X. I would have to test the power to be honest with you to know for sure. Hey, Teb. It looks like they're acknowledging the complaints. Yeah, I saw the post today. It's interesting. It's very much the, hey, let me acknowledge that we're hearing something. It doesn't obviously give insight into what they're doing, but I would anticipate the next stream from them in the next couple weeks because we're really not that far off from the next patch from a time perspective. So hopefully they come into that patch. And I was talking to some people today. I'm like, if nothing else, if they give us the patch type rewards that like CN, KR, TW get, which is a few hundred gems, I think that's an easy win. I don't see any reason why they can't up that a little bit. And then two, I think they really should, in Lufel's plan, go back and put Marion back in here. And the weapon and stuff, I think is on what, step 7 or whoever it was. Now I don't remember. Did I already get it? I don't remember where it was. Or maybe it was in the one of the other boxes. In either case, it would be nice to see them do that. And then I still think, and it doesn't have to be me, it's not like a selfish thing for me, there's bigger content creators. But if they gave a couple content creators just codes to generate hype, and again, it could be little things like, a free pull, like 1 ticket, or 150 gems and some, coffees or something like that. I think that'd go a long way, for them. Looks like, yeah. Have you seen? I think I already responded to that one. Cord is Barry's best support. Yeah, for sure. Because Barry, I think her stacks work off of her doing her highlight more, doesn't it? Will I be summoning Fox? Yes, I will be summoning Fox for sure. How necessary is Key? Nobody is necessary, but he does strengthen that team pretty significantly. The next real fire unit or unit that helps that team would be Howler a very long time from now. But you can also just sub out Key for like if you have Leo, for example, you use him to buff. It's just from a synergy perspective, all the kind of cascading fire benefit that comes with Key is what drives that on team. Which weapon worth the most to pull? Of what's available right now, I would take Yui's weapon over Joker if I was pulling both, which I did. On the standard characters, I wouldn't chase any of them, but I would put Leo's weapon probably as my top pick. I would put, for like the constellation prize, I would put Shun second. So until you get those, because Ons you can get from the beginner book, so that one you don't have to necessarily pull for. And then if they ever put Minami's into that banner, or when they do, I shouldn't say if, they will eventually put it in here, but when they do, and it's not a limited weapon anymore, I would put hers pretty high up in the list. What is the best revelation for Minami? So for her, hold on. It's not what I have listed right now. So mine is a not correct build because you can see I'm not triggering my last effect. This is the right top card. If you go with the lover set, this is more for healing. She doesn't need a lot of extra help on healing, if I'm going to be, completely honest with you. And so let's see. So for her best one, let me grab the card name. Bear with me. All my notes are not on my screen, and believe it or not, I don't have every single character memorized. It is called, it's the control set, what I have on Key. So it is this set here. So max HP because she functions with that. This doesn't matter as much, but the... Can I switch her around right now and show you the set? I don't know if I have enough. Hopefully I don't mess up my other characters. Hold on. Put that on. Alright, I need to remember I'm taking this off of Shun. And let's take this one off of Shun. Oops, nope. Nope. This should be the right set. Yeah, so... No, this is not the right set. Hold on. This is the wrong set. Max HP... I don't think this is a set I was looking at. Lovers for health. And then... No, she should be affluence. Hold on. I'm trying to remember everything off the top of my head. Where is affluence? Affluence, they called something else in here. Trust. Oh my god, everyone's got this taken already. Okay, hold on. I need to find... Do I have this set on what's her face already? Wait, let's fix... I need to fix Shun before I break myself here. Hold on. And I'm totally missing chat while I'm doing this. So bear with me. I'm going to miss a few questions in the meantime. Let's put these back on him. Yes. Give that back. The thing with Revelation cards too is you don't necessarily have one bet set all the time. Some of it is actually situational. Because some of the sets... You may end up with two people on the same set and they don't always stack, so sometimes you switch it up for that reason. Total tangent. Okay, now let's go back to her. I don't know why she had that card. So let's find Trust. I did see, I just side-eyed your comment there, Jeff. I did see Bladesifer's video today. I actually really liked it because he clears up some of the things that people think was changed that wasn't, but then also is fair and says, hey, this thing over here, not a fan of, like, should not have done that. So that would be, it's like chalice looking things. What the heck is it called? It is not love. There's another one I like here. Is it prosperity? I hate the way they name these things now. I'm just going to pick random ones here because I just want to see the set effects. I think it's this one. I don't optimize my cards at this level. It's more towards 60. Okay. Decreased damage taken by 8%. So this is a set that you could put on her. It's one of them. Why was I thinking she was an Abby for a second? After using a skill on an ally, increase party's damage by 8% for 2 turns. So this is pretty good because she's obviously constantly healing. So this is a particularly good set, which does make me think that I actually was right on the departure set. In my head for like a half a second, I'm like, oh, she's a Navi, and she's absolutely not a Navi. And I know there's a reason I put this on her to begin with. Yes. So control. Oh yeah, this is the right. So I'm going to take a step back and remember who the hell my characters are. These are the 2 sets I like. So Lover set, there's 3 sets. Lover set is just raw healing. It's what I have right now on Nufel, I think. Where's he at? So like, I don't have a top card for him right now, but you can see like the Lover set just gives more healing. So it's a good set for that reason alone, but she really does not need more healing. And then the control set is more of your, whatchamacallit. Oh, I gotta get back into it. Click, I'm clicking it. Your control set is more for decreasing defense. The thing to be careful of with this is this does not stack. So if you have 2 characters in your team and they're both running departure and control, then only one of them can apply this effect, in which case you want one of them on a different set, which is like the other one I was just showing you, which is trust. What do they call it in this? Opulence? I know it is affluence. Prosperity. So prosperity with trust, which is right there. So I think, oops, I just clicked on my screen. I think any of those could be good. Sorry for my floundering there. Like, it's impossible for me to remember all this stuff. So let me switch back to chat and make sure I didn't miss too much. Let's see. Answer that, answer that, answer that. When will guild raids need 3 teams? I don't remember which update that came in, but yes, they will eventually have 3 teams that you'll need to run. I'm on SCA. No, we don't. Yeah, I didn't think you guys got on the SCA, so I'm not sure if that was just a confusion for potentially the other servers, but not SCA, but like KRTW China. Who's after Fox? That would be Queen. It's the same as global. There's no difference. Let's see what else we got here. It should be Phoebe and Makoto. Yeah, Makoto's the next limited. So Phoebe will start on a limited banner, but then she will go to standard like Minami will. Ren, what's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I was able to stream a little bit earlier today, and I even got to start a good 45 minutes early because I wasn't going to kick this off till 4:30. So we're pre-gaming. Any website to show future banner order? Yeah, so a good place for resources, it's not so much a website, but there's a P5X worldwide Discord, and they have an abundance of resources. You'll see me cite them as one of the sources that I trust and go to quite a bit. Matter of fact, if you look at my last video that was talking about like how many gems, that's where I got that from. Like I went to their Discord and I literally searched all their patch notes, and that's how like I found like the prior versions. Not patch notes, the things Najox puts out, the little infographics. Let's see. But they also have resources that show banners and stuff like that. Do you wish your boy Platypus a most? I did this morning. I sent him a happy birthday this morning. So yes, if you see Platypus around, or poor Platypus, not a platypus, it is his birthday. You won Joker's 50-50, got Leon's weapon. So should you go for Joker's weapon? It's gonna give him, every 5-star weapon is gonna give people a power spike. Oh, I gotta fix Minami's cards. Is gonna give people a power spike. The issue is simply his isn't as significant as others. I think of ones that you could skip, his is one of them. But just know that you will be lower in power by nature of doing that. But I don't want people to feel like they have to go for every single 5-star. Let's see, were these the ones I had? Nope, I don't want to enhance it. Like I said, she's on a holdover set at the moment, intentionally. HP. HP. And this one should be HP, yeah. So I'm just focusing on her main stat right now to get like her effects going, to give her some extra, not that she needs it, but some extra healing. And then at level 60, I'll worry more about her. Well, actually everybody for that matter. Let's see. Oh, nice, Ren. Yeah, the fact that she can heal so much and not need it. Yeah. She's insane. Yeah, Caleb, that's a good point. If you do the lever set on the train, you can use that heart with the up arrows, whatever they call it, to do some just insane damage. That's how I cleared the stupid snake. I hate fighting that snake in that train. He's like, I swear to God, he's the hardest boss. It's confusing, I get it, but I'm so over creators saying they changed Lufel's plan and took Marion's weapon out. I'm trying to remember where her weapon was before. There was a place you could pick it up. Are flat stats or percent stats better on revelation cards? It's going to depend on the character and what their amounts are at. Generally speaking, you're probably safer to start with flat or with percent-based stats, but there are places where flat stats will be better. It's not enough though for you to be like, oh, this is a trash card. If that's the one thing that's wrong with it, is it's a percent versus a flat, and you want the other way. Casually playing TW. Yeah, I mean, it's still absolutely fine to play the other servers. They're fun. I mean, you have to deal with translations, but aside from that, they're good times. What's up, Dusk? And Dusk just joined our guild today. Let's see. He was our last spot. Somebody traded him out. I hate how the names on cards are different from the ones in the description. Dude, it's that drives me crazy. And the other one is of my own making, but I'm used to the names on other servers. And so, like, whenever the names change, I'm like, oh, wait, this means that instead. But that's of my own doing, so I'm playing the other servers. Well, I was playing the other ones. Let's see. Can I wait for the next? Oops, I tried to scroll and I scrolled too fast. If you can reach all rewards with just one team, you don't need to do both bosses, Jeff, but you're going to get better. Well, I guess if you're solo, it doesn't matter. But, you know, if you're trying to do the rankings, like we were, what, 54th or 55th this last round? And so obviously it's going to help you like push the leaderboards for your guild. Excited for Phoebe. Yeah, I'm going to be hopefully getting her sooner than later. Marion has 11k. So as far as giving Marion speed, you have to ask yourself why. Like, why do you want her to go first? Why do you want her to go second? Do you want her to go later in the rotation? If she's giving you A1 or weapon to give you buffs, then obviously you want her going before your DPS. But otherwise, does it matter if it's first or second, as long as she's before your DPS? So you can look at other stuff, you know, more defense or other potential stats for her. Strawberry Girl Kasumi released super long. That's going to be before anniversary, so I'm going to say probably like 8 months, 7 months, somewhere in that general neighborhood, plus or minus a little bit. She's not quite the 1 year anniversary, but she's a ways away from now. But again, they could be speeding up content, so we're all kind of waiting in the dark for them to give us a little bit more context to that. Just to confirm, after the summer characters, Makoto is next. Let me go find the banners. Hold on. Give me a minute to pull this up. I'm not looking at my screen. Where do I have that saved? If they follow the original release, summer was after Cord. So you would have Fox, Queen, Phoebe, Cord, then summer units. That said, again, we have no idea if that's how they follow. If they don't speed anything up, that's like end of October, which would be kind of weird for a summer set of characters. Yeah, Barry's a full year out. We won't see Barry for a while. 4 multis away from Hard Pity. Yeah, so then you just have to decide if you want to save that for the next banner or use it now. Show me your garden and your routine for it. My garden is I neglect it constantly. I forget it's a feature 9 times out of 10. But all I do is I every once in a while will remember to, you know, buy some seeds. And as you can tell, I've got no plans for the top. I should get some flowers though, because you can make gifts for your confidants. And you can get achievement points, or what they're called, for it. So let me clear these out. Let's make some potatoes. And whatever, some unknown seeds. Onions, okay. Yeah, so my routine on garden is to try to remember it every few days. It's horribly, horribly inefficient. So I always do the guild boss right when it opens, but then I go back for better scores right before it closes. So this was my scores when I just did it quickly, yesterday when it reopened. But again, I'll go back to this right before it ends in, you know, about a week. And so our guild right now is sitting at 83, but we usually get closer to 50 by the time we're done. Who's beating me right now? Okay, I'm still in the top 5. I guarantee I'll be closer to 10 before it's over though, because some of our guild can just like put up the scores like it's nobody's business. Let's see. Pulled for Joker's rep in because I realized I was at 70 pity for it. So you ended up getting his weapon. Yeah. I mean, the good thing about the standard characters is there's just more places to get their 5 stars. There tends to be more opportunity for it than you're limited. Falcon, it's hard to say because sometimes when they add characters or weapons to selectors, they add it to future versions, not adding it into ones that you already have. So like if you had a 4-star selector right now in your inventory, they may not necessarily put the character in the one that you have in inventory. It might end up being in a future one. So it's impossible for me to say if they'll continue to do that, but like I've got some 4-star selectors that have newer characters like on my care account, things like that. It's hard to know. I can reach max point rewards using just one team. Oh yeah, I totally didn't even click on plan 4. Did I just click on plan 3 like an idiot? Oh yeah, right there. Oh man, my brain. See, this is why you don't do this right after work. Yeah, at some point they added it in here. I don't know when. If I can reach, I think I answered that one, Jeff. What's a max? So max points for rewards. It's not max in the sense of like you can only get 10 million. But if you look at rewards here, so it goes up to a certain value. So in my case, it's, what is that? 1.8 million. So you can see I got more than that on any of my modes. And then depending on how many people in your Companio participate, you get a couple extra rewards. These aren't anything to lose sleep over. And so like on either one of my teams, I would have already maxed and gotten everything here. And I wouldn't technically have to run the other battle unless I just want to, like I do for the guild, obviously. Fulu, why are people only reporting the negative changes? It's actually a psychological thing. It's that whole, you get 10 negative complaints before one positive reinforcement. It's quite literally how people are programmed mentally. So it's easier to call out the negatives. And I think that's, in my own personal opinion, I think that's why it's important to find the balance between positive and negative. Nothing is ever, well, not nothing, but most things are not completely extreme, right? So it's not always as bad as it seems. It's not always as good as it seems either. There's usually a middle ground or something on one side or the other. But yeah, I mean, you could argue easily that Minami is not delayed in going to the standard banner. She's early in her limited release. That's a fact, right? She didn't come out at this time in the other servers. It's always hot in Arizona. Yeah, my mom lives in Arizona, and I just don't visit. It's too damn hot. We meet up other places. Anyone build Shiratani? Who is Shiratani, Roberto? Shiratani. God, that name is not ringing a bell for me. Shiratani. Is that maybe this dude? Sumi? No, it's Tushia. Give me their code name, because I'm not quite sure who Shiratami is. It's because bad things always get more... And, well, yeah, there's also the YouTube clickbaitiness, right? So, to some extent, anyone on YouTube has to play the YouTube game. I do it a little bit. Everybody does it to some extent. But if you look at almost any creator, and you look at their positive video, and then you look at one that has a slight bit of doom and gloom, their click curve is significantly higher on the negative. It's sad. That's why I also don't always make comments on these things, because I just do not want to be that person. All right. Sorry, I'm missing too many questions here. And I also still think they'll fix a lot of things. I'm not all doom and gloom yet. I think there's a lot that they will change that will be fine. Okay, what else am I missing? I need to, sorry, before I get too much further, I wanted to grind out a couple stamina bottles on this today, because I am way behind in my skills. Let's do a couple of these. Let's try to catch up on some skills. And who do I want to bring? Which assist? We'll bring Yui. I need to build up those coins. So we'll let this run on auto while we talk. Let's see. Do you like Fox? Oh yeah, super powerful. I like Fox. He's not super meta. Like, you can absolutely skip him. But I just like him. How do I feel about 4-star mods? I feel like if you fart in her general direction, she's on the floor. The only thing she's good for right now is enabling my Yui. She, on her own, I don't think is a good character. I mean, she's fine as a 4-star, but there's better 4-stars. And I actually have her built for max HP, and she still gets, like, decimated by the enemy. If I had Cord, she would not be in my team right now. There's people saying they should move their Korea server. I mean, it's Fulu. I feel like that feeds into the doom and gloom a little bit. It's easy to jump on the train and be like, oh, this person said, that person said. The hardest thing is to go out there and research it on your own. And I'm not saying that against you personally. What I'm saying is that it's easy to be like, oh, I heard this. And this is why I even say it in my videos, like, don't just watch my content, watch other creators and get more than just my opinion. And it's because I'm going to have a perspective that's informed by my life and my life choices person B is going to have the same for themselves, and it's going to be different than me in a lot of cases. And so do I think that you could go to KR, CN, TW and have an amazing time? Yeah, I did for almost a year. But that doesn't discount that the game is still the game. The core of the game is no different than it is on any other server. The characters still have the same powers. Matter of fact, we got early changes for On, we got early changes for Yui, we got early changes to the way awarenesses work. And so these are all very positive things that didn't come to other servers till later. And that goes into what another had said earlier, is people also just miss the good. They're overshadowing the bad to the point that they're letting it ruin what is the true experience. And so hopefully people kind of simmer down a little bit, give a little bit of grace, a little bit of patience. I get it. We're talking about corporate overlords and they're going to do what they do. But we're also, what, 3 weeks in to the game? Just about 3 weeks in. So I don't know a single gacha game that didn't launch without controversy, whether it was a new launch or a pulling the server from another server, you know, a year later launch. What is my favorite thing to do gameplay-wise? So, the guild has made me really enjoy the guild bosses because I'm trying to beat the guild. I'm trying to get as high up there as I can. Paul keeps beating me. But aside from that, when Astro Lab or Astro Globe, whatever they call it out here, comes out, that is my favorite mode. Hopefully that's not too far in the distance. I don't remember exactly when it came out, but it was a little bit later in the content cycles. Not like a, 1.2 sort of a thing. So that's my favorite mode. Otherwise, I think Guild's my favorite right now. Like I said, but it's because I've made it more social. And so my guild in KR, I think was legitimately me and 2 people I don't play anymore. So it was, I did the content, but it was by myself. I don't get bothered by censorship at all, Fulu, honestly. I'm too old to care about that. Unless it's doing something dramatic to like a storyline, then whatever. But keep in mind, you have censorship in other versions where, yeah, in those other versions, like you have no blood, like when they rip their masks off. So, oh no, I didn't take it that way, Fulu. I just like engaging in good conversation and good back and forth, good dialogue. I think it's important that people challenge each other, but they do it in a respectful way. I would love to get to level 50 right now. I've never pressed this button, skip event. Let's do it. I want to see what happens. It'd be nice if it skipped the whole fight. Oh, it just skips that opening scene. Okay, whatever. I guess it saves me one button press. Let's see, just reached level 60 on Wonder. For the double reward, Realm of Repression, so I focus on leveling mats. So the thing you will need most in this game, from a materials perspective, is the breakthrough in leveling materials for character levels. Because even if you don't plan on using a character, you eventually want to get them to level 70 for the final free standard pull. And so you may never do their weapon, you may never give them cards, you may never give them mental image, but you are eventually going to want to get to 70. So that will be your most limited resource, particularly in the early game. Otherwise, for the cards, I talked about, so the video will come out tomorrow, unless you remember, it's already out, but on the cards, I will touch them at level 60 just to get 4-piece sets. I will not go chasing the perfect cards or perfect main stats, but it's not until like really level 80 that I really push cards. A little bit in level 70, but not in any significant way. Because at level 70, like the curve to go from 60 to 70 is pretty extreme. And the 70 to 80, like that's a lot. Like it takes a while to go from 70 to 80. Unless you're like super rich and are putting a ton of money into stamina pots, like you're not going to get there quickly. Yeah, we do get more stamina refills. I've noticed that. Or at least I feel like we do. I guess I didn't double check the math on it. Jeff, I'd have to check the patch notes. I forget exactly what it was that we got early for on. You're gonna have to skip Yusuke. So keep in mind, you'll get reruns too. So if you miss them now, like my Yusuke I got as a rerun on KR. They did take forever, Medrith, to respond. And, that was probably my biggest complaints on that video that I made, is just the communication has been lacking. And communication is so much simpler to do than I think people realize. yes, in corporations, and I know this because I work for a corporation, like you have to get things approved, but it's not that hard to get approval of, hey, we recognize, we see, we hear, we're talking about it. Just even that little bit is something better than nothing. Almost every Gacha live store, yeah, they're all a train wreck to start. It's the same thing, like if you've ever played MMORPGs, like every single one I've ever played, and I've been playing them since like EverQuest, the server crashes on day one. It gets full, people get put in queues for hours, and every single time a new MMO comes out and it happens, people act surprised, and I'm like, have y'all not seen like 30 years of history repeat itself? It feels like it's been out for 4 months. You know what? It does, but at the same time, it really hasn't. Like it's only been, because it was what, the 27th, I think was the launch date, or the 26th, something like that. And so we're not even a month into global. So, and that's what I mean. Like they have plenty of room to grow. They have plenty of room to fix. It sucks trying your hardest when you're alone and only getting top 10k guilds. Yeah, Beast, that is a bummer. I know you've been looking for more people to join yours. Guys, go join Beast Mode's, and you can advertise it here if you want, Beast. Go join Beast Mode's guild if you're looking for a guild. Get that individual some extra guild points in love. Oh, what goal did I meet? Oh, stamina. Nice. Phantom Pass. Steam just did remove a bunch of games because of payment processors. Interesting. I don't really keep up on Steam news. It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Yeah, I mean, it definitely does. And like some of the things like the 4 instead of 5 uses on the double rewards on this one is weird. Like I'm not sure why they didn't just use the 5. The other ones get the 6, not necessarily this one. I also just this is not a Sega diss or anything like that. It baffles me that their double rewards are so limited, but then they give you coffee. Like, to me, it's like, if you're going to give them coffee, like, then you want to have them do more and then get that fuel going of, oh, I kind of want to buy a coffee pack now because I want to keep going on this, you know, grinding. To me, I wish they would have it not have a limit, but maybe it's like plus 50% reward. So it's not as rich. It's not, you know, double rewards, but you could do it endlessly. Use all your resources for Joker to go from 60 to 70. No, and 70 to 80 is way worse. And then keep in mind, you need much more rare resources for that you don't get as frequently. So like in the skills, it's like those incenses. And so you do not want to just push everybody to level 10 on their powers. You want to focus that down to just the powers you use for a long time. Like 6 months plus long time. Sega is 100% the issue. The director is also the lead writer. It's like my mom's cousin's brother is her son or something like that. They dropped some communication earlier. Yeah, and I think they will get better. Here's the thing. This can go one of a couple ways. They could not get better. Absolutely. Or, and this is the approach I'm choosing. So this is absolutely a choice on mine. I'm choosing to assume they don't want to burn a cash cow to the ground this early. And as a result, they'll make moderate improvements over the span of time. I don't think it's going to come at once. I don't think the first improvement's going to be what people want. I think that's just how these things work. But if I choose to have a little bit of that hope, and you can call it copium, that's fine, then I come into the game happier. And I'm not dumb. Like, I'm a well-educated older gentleman. I will be able to tell if they're trying to burn this to the ground. They just really don't care about us very, very quickly. And if that happens, I'll make decisions then. But I'm still here making content because I still believe this game's going to go somewhere. I've got other games that have asked me to be in their content creator programs, and so I could easily just jump ship and do a different game. But I'm doing this game out of pure love for Persona. I'm not in their creator program. I don't even know if they have a creator program. Like, I don't get sponsored by them. Sega's never called me. Like, so I get nothing from the companies for having this attitude or this positive goodwill. But goodwill can be taken away very, very quickly if things don't change. I would love to build just 5 characters. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's like key, clothes or things like that. Cattle will probably be one of the last ones I build up. Just because as a healer, I don't need to build him as much because he's really not so much there for damage. The writer for Royal took over writing duties for Global Japan. They wrote Palace 3, I think. Palace 3 and Palace 4, didn't they? For that story. Like Palace 2 I still really enjoyed, but you will notice quality increase on Palace 3 as far as the story goes. Which unit do I like the least? Ooh. I don't think anyone's ever actually asked me that question. Tomoko and Riddle are pretty high up there. I just don't really find uses for them. They're good right now. Like, don't feel bad if you build them right now. Who else do I not like? Oh, see, this is the thing, is they do a really good job with these characters. Let me look at my lists and see what we have. So I'll tell you who I don't have. I don't have Summer Closer. I don't have Mesa. Mesa I don't think I'll pull. Outside of if I just have a ridiculous surplus of gems and I want it for the content, I'm never in a place where I feel like I need Mesa. Futaba's good. I love Cherish, but I love him specifically for Fox. Haru's one of my favorites. Love them. Don't have them, but I would love them. Violet's probably my favorite. Oh my god, Akechi. They just did him dirty. Love the character himself. I would have a hard time putting him in a team. So if they were to give him a buff though, like he could easily come up, and I will, unless I'm like starved for gems, I will probably pull him in global just for the sake of having the P5 cast. Yeah, Fulu, it's been like 3 weeks. I don't think it's quite ready for the train to end. It baffles me that you don't get double XP for double rewards. Yeah, that would be nice. That's a good point, Waffles. Can I get through the main story just using... Yeah, so the only place I think you'll struggle is the final boss in Palace 3. There's videos out there of people beating all the Palace bosses with the standard team that you get. You would need one other character for the sake of you don't have 3 core characters in Palace 3. But yeah, you can get through it. And I want to say it was Palace 3 might be where they added the if you lose you can decrease the difficulty of the boss. I don't think they have it in right now, so it must have been like a Palace 3 change. Let's see, what else am I missing? You guys type so fast, like I can speed read but I still can't speak that fast. Reserve judgment until their stream. I don't think their stream is going to quell that much, honestly. And it's probably one of those things where they will do something but something minor, and they'll acknowledge a couple things, but you have cultural issues with saying too much. And then you have the issue of they need to do their analysis and understand what that means from them from an economic standpoint. Every company will do this on these kinds of complaints. And so it's likely to be more of a gradual curve across a few patches and not a, oh my God, this patch we did something amazing and everybody's in love with them again. So I would temper that expectation down a bit. Excited for Palace 3. I cannot. I'm not going to talk about the story at all or anything. I just tell you that I loved it. Got Riddle. Yeah, the only problem I really have with Riddle is just it takes her too long to really get rolling. Because you're basically just alternating 1 and 3. You don't really use skill 2 that much. And it just takes a while to get everything juiced up when I could just go with Leo and just press 1 button. And I've done more. Yeah, they need to do that. Tab. Oops, I didn't mean to click on her. Let's see. They've also rewrote Palace 2. I don't know about that one way or another, Fulu. Yeah, the writing's great for gachas. I actually liked SOC writing for a while. It got a little bit repetitive because you had to keep playing the stories over and over again, but I actually liked SOC's story. Do you think it's worth using stamina to go from 59 to 60 maybe? I wouldn't push from like 57 to 60 because it's just a ton. I don't know though how many, like do the math on how many stamina bottles that is. If you're using more than half your stamina, it may be worth waiting a day or two and then just kind of shaving that down a bit. There's a lot more of us than there are of you. Of me? Yes, 178 if I'm reading correctly. Versus 1 bear in a cave. Yeah, I think acknowledgement is... So that's the other thing too. So they should acknowledge, which they kind of did a little bit today. They should give a little something. Again, I don't think it's a good idea even that they get too crazy because then people are like, oh, every time I complain, I'm going to get 10 free pulls. Like I don't think there's a balancing point there. So they need to do a little something. Again, I think it's as simple as a couple codes. Like here's a maintenance code, here's a stream code, and then go check out Bladesifer and he's one of our top streamers and he'll give you a code. or whatever, one of the bigger ones, or they seem to like Legion Gaming's. I think he's done quite a bit for the game. Maybe they give him a couple creator codes. I don't know, but find somebody that they trust to do that. I think that gives you quite a bit of goodwill. And then to your point, add in to the roadmap. They already have a roadmap. A little bit more. Like, hey, Minami will be in the standard banner at 1.3 when Fox comes out. And hey, this thing over here we want to do at 1.4. Whatever, right? Like if they give you something to look at and say, hey, this is when we're committing to you, but it's going to take us a few weeks to build this. I think that is far more acceptable than, hey, we heard you, the end. Like they're still missing that next core thing, which is cool, but what are you doing about it? Like, it's like when I talk to my kids, I love them dearly, and they're not in trouble, but it's like, we challenge them on something like, okay, and what? And now what is your next step? Are you taking action? Are you ignoring me? Where are we going with this? Like, that's how I feel about this. Pretty amazing. I still think it's pretty amazing. I still think this is a super greedy from what you pay versus what you get. I won't go into that too much here because Platypus and I are about to record probably tomorrow or the next day, the next podcast about that. So check out the podcast on Sunday when it comes out. But I do think that they don't do the shop well enough. Which is funny because if it was slightly more generous, I would spend more money. That's the ironic part about it. And I think a lot of gacha games miss that. They focus too much on the whale. And they miss what we call the small tail, which is where, if you give just a little bit more, someone's more willing to spend $5, $6, $3. And then you get, 100,000 people doing that versus one person spending $10,000. With Leon, do I do skill 2 into 3 and repeats? Yes. That's exactly what you do. I don't have Joker, but I have Panther, Skull, and Mona. Oh, absolutely. Otaku, you could literally clear Palace 3 with almost anybody. Maybe even with everybody if they just give you the reduced difficulty. 59 to 60 is 26 coffee. Thank you for doing the math on that. I definitely will not be pushing that because I have quite a few, but not enough for that. I do need to go over a couple more though. Sorry, I do actually intend to do something that looks like gameplay today. I'm going to do another batch of these. And then I'm going to see what I have. And then let's swap you. I can't do Jokers in my team. Let's go with this Ryuji. Get ourselves some friend coins. That's fine. I'll do the stamina after. Yeah, so space cards are almost entirely done from guild mode. You will get some as like event rewards, so that will become more common later on, but it's still not going to be a ton. And then the in-game shops where you use not real currency but in-game currencies, some of those shops will have like, some here and there. I forget exactly which ones. I'd have to switch my accounts to go look. So you get more spots for them, but they're still mostly driven by the guild content. I heard 60 gold show up. I'm missing context. Are you leaving me? See, I missed some context. Teb, I'm not sure who's leaving you. Yeah, one bear versus 100 viewers. That's the new show. We're gonna have to launch that. Use. Let's get this back up. Max that out. If you're a Sinji game, people don't want to put money. Yeah, that's the thing is like, I had always, whether I did content creation for this game or not, I had always intended to spend money on it. Because again, I've gotten almost a year of enjoyment from another version and I want to restart that journey. And so I intend, and I've actually had some people go into my comments and like, basically berate me for spending money on the game. And I'm like, well, first of all, someone has to spend money on the game or they're going to shut the game down, right? So now I'm not going to whale it, but thank God for the whales. They keep us in the games, afloat. But I'd always intended to spend nonetheless. And I would love to see, I don't know, just more little packs that give just slightly better value. Like they're so close, but like, let's look at this one. I'm going to show you an example here. So, where is it? The UE one I was just looking at, $23.99. That's with the Google Shop, which is probably cheaper than iOS if I pull up my phone. For $24, I'm only getting 20 pulls. Other packs, it's $1 per pull. And so like, just normalize even that. Just normalize your dollar per pull ratio, and I think you're in a better spot for one. And then for two, I cannot tell you how many times on the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia I bought their $2 pack, or in Final Fantasy Record Keeper. Yes, I love Final Fantasy. They would have like these $1, $2 packs like all the time, and I would just be like, oh, I can spend $2. Cool, right? Like little things like that just go so far to get people spending money. And I'm not trying to like give them ideas to like nickel and dime people. It's not like that, but I do want to see the game stay afloat. But they got to give a little bit better value in these shops. Yeah, I can't really speak much to the shops and the other versions, honestly, because I never, could spend on them, so I didn't really get too deep into it. The game's a bit loud. Oh, cool. Let me reduce the volume. Thanks for telling me. Reward card is fairly nice. Yeah, if you're talking about the monthly card, that's probably the best value in there. So I have that right now. I'll get that every month. Yeah, you guys can speak a lot more than I can keep up, which I'm thankful for. That means that, there's a good amount of people here chatting and engaging. So thank you for that. Let's see if I've got what I want to level up some more skills now. So Joker, like I said, I'm going to fanboy on. I'm going to give him all my resources. I was working on earlier, so she needs one more skill here. Good on that. I'll ignore her too. I think Yui's where I want her. 8, 8, and 8. Yep, she's good. Where's Minami at? So I do want to get her up. And she's unfortunately one where I actually level everything. Like, I use so much of her kit. So let's get her bumped. And this will help with the train too, which will be nice. The good thing about Minami too is I don't feel bad investing in her because I literally still used her up until the day I stopped actively playing KR. Like, there was never a time I couldn't find a place for Minami. And I think that was all I could do there. All right, let's do a couple more. Ready. And let's get ourselves another assist unit. Whatever, we'll pull, no, let's pull Rin. All right, let this run. I like to give some money to something I enjoy, yeah. Yeah, exactly. If no one paid for the game, they wouldn't make it. They wouldn't keep it going. Yeah, so Ventian, you're spot on. It's more expensive on iOS and Steam. Thank you for checking the price on that. I would definitely recommend if you can install the Google client somewhere, even if it's at the lowest graphic settings and it's just strictly to use the store, save yourself a couple bucks if you're spending. If Uma Musumi... Okay, what is this Uma Musumi I keep hearing about? Is this the horse game that I keep seeing in memes? Like, I know nothing of this game. Someone has to fund the free game. Duh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's use a couple more of these. Max. Yeah, I got the weapon from the Salamander coins for her 4-star. Oh, 58. You know what? They should refill your stamina when you level up. Like, that would be nice. Do you know if you can get 2 or 3 of the daily passes? Yeah, you can stack them. I don't know to what extent you can stack them because I've not particularly tried them. But you can come in here and buy. Like, I could buy another one of these right now. But again, I'm not going to. Like, I'll probably do it like the day before so I don't accidentally miss it. Before the controversy started, I wanted to spend money on the game, but I refuse to spend and pulls. Yeah. Yeah, Bob, I think that's okay. I think it's okay to sit back and say, let me hold my cash for now. Because the thing that will speak loudest is not your review bombing. It's going to be not spending money. That's what will get to the heart of Sega. And look, if you want to review bomb them, just be fair in the review. Like, be critical. I'm not saying people shouldn't do stuff like that, but don't be false, right? Just be true about it. But yeah, wait until you feel comfortable spending. And there's honestly nothing wrong with sitting back and saying, you know what, it's not for me. I've left games because I'm like, yeah, I got halfway through it, and you know what, it's not what I want. And I walk away. It's okay to part ways. Yeah, I'm sure that Marion will eventually come to our plan. I think it'll probably be more of a, like, future people will benefit, not so much us. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. Yeah, Minami is an absolutely great unit. There's no doubt about it. I still think my general advice is to wait for standard banner and save limited resources, especially now that I've like literally done the math on it. But obviously, if you wait for the standard banner, you run the risk of never getting her. So there's that balancing point. That would be cool. We know they're listening. Yeah, I'm actually excited because I'm hoping they give us the Fox buffs early because I think they were just buffing him on the CN version. It is the horse game. Okay, yeah, I've heard the name, but I've never actually looked at it. It's peak in every way. The horse game is? I'm going to have to like jump on YouTube tonight when I have some time and actually look at what the heck it is. We are too old to understand. That's fair. I'm okay with being past my prime for certain things. For some reason, since this morning, I haven't had 30-second freeze when exiting percenter menu in battle. I'm sure they probably squashed some bugs, so that's a good thing to see. They did say that there's a bug with if you get into highlight or into one more time, no, all out attack. Jesus, if you get into all out attack, like basically after spamming the gun button, like it can freeze. So be careful with that one. They came out on the same day. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, and like I said, the awareness change came early to global too. The order of your awarenesses. Yeah, there's been nothing confirmed, Fulu, as far as if we are getting the Fox buffs early. It's all of us speculating that it makes the most sense, and I think it's people like me having a little bit of copium there. Archie, hello. The Google Gaming version is the cheaper one. As far as I can tell, I've had a few people send me screens of other versions, and it seems to be the most cheap. What did they buff on Yusuke? I'd have to go check the patch notes. Off the top of my head, I don't fully remember. Would love to pull her now to guarantee. Yeah, I still think, Locke, I think that your probability of getting her is still high enough on standard banner. It's not like you're going to get her on your first pull for most people, so you may still wait a while, but I'm literally only missing 2 people from the standard banner than the more recent pulls. And I've never pulled for a standard on a limited, except for in global. Oh, nice. SEA just got their update. Good, good, good. So they got the train coming out. Just found out from Bear's pull calculator video. Yeah, it's... So first of all, I hope you guys are enjoying that tool. I had fun making that. But yeah, it's... The game can be very, very expensive to get your limited pulls if you're not getting lucky. And it's one of those, like, as positive as I am for the game, I still want to inform people that it's not like if you're free to play, you have a good shot at getting every character and weapon. You really don't. It's just not in your favor. They are, I would say, pretty average with how many gems they give per content cycle. I think for some games I've seen they're slightly better versus other games are slightly worse. So they're kind of like right in that middle pack there. And these games are not designed to get you every character, every patch if you're free to play. It's just the truth of the nature of Gacha. But I think this game might be a little bit worse than others. The curve is in your favor once the 110 comes out, that banner pull. And so I hope if there was one thing they could do to garner goodwill, I think it'd be like, yo, next patch we're giving that. And they just drop it on us. That'd be like the nuke, right? But yeah, for now, when you have the double pity on an 80 banner, like that's painful. That's painful. Shark Attack, what's up? Never touched Gacha. Was super overwhelmed when I first started P5X. Videos were helpful. Good, good. Moltres, I'm glad that you're getting value from those. There's a post on Reddit. The SEA version get Minami. So I think they're confusing SEA with China. Because we've had other people in SEA that have confirmed it's not there. I don't know, because if 1.1 is coming out right now, maybe it's going to be in there. I don't know if anybody can get into the current patch and double check it, but I don't want to comment definitively one way or the other because I haven't like seen the proof in like a screenshot or anything like that, and so I try not to live off pure conjecture. They're also buffing Violet. Violet did not need a buff to her highlight attack, but I will take it. The first time I did 1,000,000 damage on that highlight attack, like my mind was blown. I knew it was possible, but I hadn't done it on my own account, and then I did, and I'm like, this is as a free-to-play player who doesn't have a duplicate of any of the key units like Cord. And yeah, she totally did over 1,000,000 and a single hit, and I'm like, oh my god. And that's why I love her so much. Thank you, Falcon. If you crash in battle and you immediately restart, you'll be back in the battle. Yeah, that's... You have no idea how many times I've crashed the KR account because sometimes the translator will just crash it out, and it's exactly that. You come back and you're, thankfully still in the battle most of the time. What's the priority when it comes to leveling either character? So you always want to go character, weapon, skill. Always in that order. Our current theory is Futaba is getting a slight buff because Fuka will be dropping in due time. I wonder what they're going to do for Fuka. I mean, I like Futaba more than I like Fuka as a character from the games in general, so I'm not mad if Futaba's still better. But it seems like every character they're releasing right now is just that much incrementally better. Like, they're starting to really feed into it. And it's no one's really super power crept. Not, well, maybe Yui, but it's interesting because they're getting to the place now where they do have to start repeating roles like AoE fire or single target X or whatever. And so now we are going to start seeing the genesis of true power creep. It's interesting to watch. Saving for A6 Violet. That is a hell of a commitment, Waffles. So at that point, we should have the 110. That's where you probably want to pull on the 50-50 banner, though. I don't remember the curve that someone showed. They did the math, but it's later. It's like on your 4th or 5th duplicate and up is when it starts paying you better to go into the 50-50. Okay, there's people in the SEA Discord server posting screenshots showing Marion A1. Yeah, Moth. It's interesting because how would they have screenshots before maintenance? Because it wasn't on any of the live streams that I saw, and as far as I know, I've watched them all. Do I plan on pulling every banner? So I would love to Destroyer, but I don't think I'll be able to because, much like everybody else, I still have a limit on, my good luck. I've been lucky for now, which means I'm bound to be unlucky soon. But like, if you look at my gems, like I'm going to go pull this into my actual planner. Hold on. So I've got 13,040 and I have 44 tickets and I'm nowhere towards a pity. So I can, I need to switch my pity rates. I still need to save 4,000 gems to guarantee a unit. And then if I wanted, the weapon too, I would need a total of 18,000 gems. And that's just the next banner. So if I have to go all the way to pity, I already don't have enough to go in on it. I do still have a small amount left from super chats that I put back into the game. So whenever I get a super chat, I buy something from the game to put the value back into the stream, if that makes sense. And so I'm holding that because when new characters come out, like you get these packs, right? And so they usually have a decent value. And so there's no point in me like rushing and buying like this platinum set or this platinum set or anything like that. So I'll be a little bit more ahead of some people for the fact that I am spending money. Plus I spent some of my own money. It's not, like I'm just looking for chats or something like that. But I still don't think without me wailing out that I would have enough to get every single limited character. So unfortunately, I don't think I'll get them all, at least not until reruns. Losing 250s, yeah, it feels bad. It absolutely does. Should I spend all my coffee to get level 60? I would not. I think you're still better off waiting and using a lot of your coffee to kind of catch up on cards at level 80 or maybe even 70. Ooh. Oh yeah, she could have a Theurgy. I didn't even think about Fuka having a Theurgy. It would make perfect sense to build that into her kit. Who am I looking forward to? So I'm looking forward, I think, more to playing characters I didn't play as much in KR. So for the reason I'm pulling Fox is because I got him so late in KR that I didn't really build him. And so I want to really use him in this version. I've been using Renji, so he's a good time. And then I do want Makoto back. I love my Makoto team. You get her with Vino and she's just an absolute destroyer. I love my Haru team, so I look forward to getting that back, which requires Summer Moko to kind of be the best version of itself. And then the next one I'm really looking forward to that I haven't played is Howler. So I would love to get Howler and Chinese New Year Rin because I don't have them on KR. Now they're obviously quite a ways away. Is there enough time after Queen to save gems for Cord? I think people without spending or without having great luck will have a hard time getting all the 2.0 units. Because you've got, let me look at my other screen here. 2.0, you get, so you get Cord's the first one. You have both summer units. You could skip Mesa. in my opinion. You have Futaba. Cord is not limited, or not Cord. Cherish is not limited, so you can skip him. You have Futaba. So that's what, 6 characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 limited characters that are going to be high recommends. Summer Closer is an amazing AoE DPS blast damage dealer. So she's like a strong recommend, but not necessary in my opinion. But that would be a 7th one. Mesa is my most easily skippable in that entire series though. So that's a lot of gems if you're going 50-50. And again, I don't remember exactly when they had the banner for the 110, when that came out. I want to say it was roughly 5-ish months into the game, 5 to 6 months. So no, I think if you're unlucky, you're not going to, or without spending money. Strikers, yeah, I want Wolf. Thankfully, P5R is only 2 characters, so you don't have to pull too many from that series. Yeah, Wolf is a perfect fit. Question on guilds: is your points based on damage or number of times you do the battles? So it's for the battle that you're in. So it's based on a couple things. One is the difficulty you select. So one of these, I don't think I could quite run at Nightmare level just yet. So keep in mind, Nightmare is like level 80 characters. So I think on this one I could get through Challenge, which is level 68. My character is level 60, but not Nightmare. And so you'll see difficulty bonus 4, difficulty bonus 3, difficulty bonus 2. So you get that. You also get a survival bonus for not having characters die. And then you have your damage that you do. And your damage is, the score of your damage is reflective of the mechanics of the fight. So all those things come together. But basically the short end of it is if you're playing to the mechanics, you're not dying, and you're pushing the hardest difficulty you can, that is going to drive your best score. I know you play KR. If you max out a social link, I've never maxed out a social link, so I've never pushed them to 20. Characters that want or need their weapon, I would say Futaba, Cord, Makoto. A lot of the other ones could be more arguable. Those ones definitely stand out to me. Let me scroll through my list again. I can't speak on Mesa without researching his weapon off the top of my head. Haru, I'd get her weapon. So Kasumi, I used without her weapon, and I got her weapon on a rerun. She is absolutely devastating without her weapon, but it's a, like, you go from like 600,000 damage to 1,000,000 damage with her weapon when you set her up properly. You actually have to do the mechanics correctly, but like, she would be a very strong recommend in my opinion. But because I did it without her weapon for so long, I can definitely vouch for the fact that you don't need it. And I need to research the kits of the P3 cast better to speak on theirs personally. But yeah, those would be the ones in the more immediate future. I would absolutely go for Cords, Futabas. Summer Moko is arguable. I'm going to pull it. I don't think it's necessary. And Haru. Yeah, I would definitely get Haru's. All right, what else am I missing here? Put into perspective how busted Anj is. I'm trying to think of a way to compare it. I mean, if you think about the fact like Joker gets his one more attack mechanic, she gives that. I want to say in practicality it's one time, but if you have like enough copies of her, I think she can do it a couple times. But it's not like, I think it takes a while to build up. I'd have to double check my KR account. So that's huge. I want to say she increases penetration, which when she came out, they reworked the penetration formula so that it applies before defense downs, I want to say. And so it no longer mathematically competed. So it made it just a better stat. Again, I'd have to reread the patch notes to be very specific in that, but that's the gist of what it does. And so like those things are big. And then she gives buffs, right? Like, so she's an insane buffer on top of everything else that she does. Okay. Oh, the guild score. Oh, you're talking to Falcon. Okay. And then as always, somebody else answered it better than I did before I got to the question. She can give a character 2 turns, but since they keep all their buffs, gauges, yeah. Just kicked me out. Says connection error or maintenance. If you're on SCA, then yes. They just started maintenance, is what I think someone said just a bit ago. If you're on this server, then you shouldn't be in maintenance, or it hasn't hit me for some odd reason, but I would think it would have. Let's go back and level my characters again. So I was working. Who was I working on? Minami? Yes. Let's get this one up because this is like her best skill. And I almost never, I shouldn't really level her highlight so much. I don't really use it that much. I love when you get, I think, is it her A1 maybe or her A3? When this becomes 3 people instead of 2. That's such a nice benefit on her. What awareness is that? It's, yeah, it's awareness 2. So she'll heal 3 people instead of 2. And then it's like, it's such a night and day difference on her. I'd like to pull for Fox. Yeah, it's so tough because like also when you're waiting for reruns, then you have some other character at the same time that you want to pull on. So it's always this balance of who do you want more. And it's just like Yui, like it's hard for me to recommend Fox. Not because he's not good, but because he's only really good in his cycle. That's when his mechanics are used. And whenever his guild boss cycles back in, like whenever a character's guild boss comes back, like Joker's guild boss, he's always good against, right? But for Fox, you run into the same issue of he's great at what he does, but they don't need it that often. Whereas if you look at Cord is good in almost every single team in the game, and you still use her today, and she's still as busted as she was on day one. Like, it's hard not to be like, go get her, or Futaba. Like, there's very rare circumstances you wouldn't use Futaba as your Navi. And if you weren't going to use her, it's like a Fox team who wants, Puppet, for example. Or every once in a while, I think there's teams that might like Phoebe. But generally speaking, you get Futaba, that's your Navi now. Like, that's your best friend. Yeah, Anja's the anniversary unit. If you use a skill 3 that needs a turn to recharge, her extra turn. Oh, yeah. You just explained the kid. Okay. Kind of dying Nightmare. Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, Nightmare is meant to be the hardest version, and it's much higher level. So don't feel bad if you're not cranking through Nightmare and you're level 60 like I am. Like, once I hit level 60 Wonder and I can level everyone to 70, then I should be able to do Nightmare without a problem. But also, like, I'm going to run the guild boss. I'm going to show you guys. So I don't know that I can get a better score than I did earlier. But let's go into Nightmare. So again, I'm level 60. I don't have good cards on most of my characters. And this is the team I used. So, Shun got quite a few copies while I was pulling for Yui or whoever I was pulling for that had his thing. Here's my personas, because again, you can't, I've got to change out personas for the sake of doing the content for the other fight. And I'll show you like how I would approach this kind of a battle. And there's other ways to do it. There's people better than me at this for sure. But he could very well kill me here if I'm not careful. And I have definitely gone through these fights and lost in like the last round and had to restart it. But I'm gonna have to focus a little bit here. So if I miss some questions, then I apologize. I've not seen the pictures yet, Snowman, but if they're in maintenance right now, then I'd be curious about the pictures after maintenance. But someone will have to gut check me on that one. All right, so I want to buff her. And then what I need to do here is kick off my follow-up with Closer, and then Closer needs to put shock on them so that when she falls up, she gets the shock benefit, which her skill 1 does. And then, some damage, whatever. But see, like, he's hitting me pretty hard already if I'm in Nightmare mode, which is why I bought Puppet to this specific fight, because Soy cannot heal as much as Minami, and so I need that extra safety net. Alright, so here's the thing about Yui. Her follow-up can only trigger off of skills that damage, which means that I can't do what I want to do with Soy, which is alternating the gun attack with his skill attack. Now, her attack is not guaranteed anyways, but I don't want to force it to not hit. And so a lot of my score in this mode is literally dependent on like that. She didn't actually trigger her stupid move. So, you run into things like that happen. And I'm having to double buff her crit to get her crit where I want it. So now I want to try to get her highlight to come back, even though this is not the most optimal time to use it. But if I can get it twice in this fight, it's actually a net positive. And so now she just goes into... She just does skill 1, skill 3. She doesn't really need her other skill that much. And now I need to kill homeboy over here. And so what I want to do is use this because this boosts electric damage. So there we go. Yeah, sorry, I'm totally not reading chat at the moment, so you might have to repeat your questions for me because I want to demonstrate this. And here I have to be more defensive with Sori, where I would rather be offensive with him and drive more follow-ups, but this is where, like, if you're punching above your weight class, you have to do more this way. If I was actually appropriate level, I would probably not be using that skill right there. And so now I get the choice, and I would actually have to do math here. I can either try to force a follow-up or force a defense down. So for this round, I actually want the defense down. And then hope that I get more attacks on the side there from Soy. And then we still don't have enough stacks for Seashell. And so now, this is an interesting one because this gives me a buff. But technically, she's going to follow up on the next skill because I'm already in highlight. And so I can either push damage or let this extend one turn after. And so I'm actually going to pick this at this point, so that way it doesn't fall off after this next round. And we can go... He doesn't have shock. Oh, he does have shock, so I can go back into Blitzbind. Then we'll get this. Ba-bam. But yeah, if I was appropriately leveled, my damage would be significantly higher in here. And my score would reflect that as well. Oh, of course he comes right after I do that move. And he'll resist this, but he'll put the defense down on. Yeah, Fulu. Closer is basically needed right now for Yui. And see, now I need to go reapply buffs because she's losing her crit buffs right now. But I also needed to kill him. Yeah, when Cord comes out, Cord helps Yui better, but when Cord comes out, you can just have a better team, like Makoto. So that's the crux of Yui and why she's not often recommended. I mean, the only reason I have Yui, honestly, is because it was my, like, 5K subscriber stream thank you. It was you know, the community voted on what to do, and that was what they picked, and so, of course, I'm going to honor my community. And then I need to see if I have 4 seashells. Where is Yui? So she has 4 seashells, so now I can use skill 3 and get the damage buff. So on Puppet, you have to have 4 seashells to get these extra attack buffs. And so you don't want to, like, run that too quickly. Yeah, Yui is meta for her fights, but she's not meta, like, in general. I have pretty good shields right now, so I'm actually going to smash it on this one. Do I really like... I actually have a lot of fun with Yui. And the reason I like Yui is there's times when I like the Brain Dead team, like my Ryuji team, it's literally skill 3. Makoto, your team, is press skill 3. That's literally all you do with Makoto. And you press her she has like 2 stances, and you switch her stance when it comes up. Like, that's all you do for Makoto, and then she does massive damage. Yui, I have to think about my rotation. I have to think about when I'm applying buffs. And guild bosses, I have to think about, do I think I can survive my next hit? Like, there's a lot more to think about when I'm playing her, and I enjoy having a little thought when I'm going into my characters. I need to switch his first before I use that. Or... no, because I want my highlight recharging faster. So I'll just use it as it is. So we put this back on. Skill 3, my beloved. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to having Makoto again. Does he have shock? He does have shock. Yeah, and sometimes she gets really nice hits. Oh my god, closer. Like, whenever she gets targeted, it's basically like, oh my god, am I gonna die? That was with shields and everything. So now I'm in trouble, because if he targets closer again, I will absolutely lose. And this is the crux of closer. Like, she is not really there to punch up in her weight class. Like, she can't survive it like a lot of other characters can. And I have a health set on her to buff her health. Like, I intentionally built her with suboptimal cards just to keep her alive. We'll use that. And like, if this was a lower difficulty, I would have already drained his health bar. Man, you're just keeping shock up. We'll keep it. Yeah, I think her 5-star is worth it if you're pulling her, but... Okay, closer, don't die, please. Here we go. This is what I want, is the second round of this. Now we can get into some damage. Thankfully. I'm surprised he hasn't summoned that dude back yet. And this time, yeah, let's go with Raccoon again. Yeah, skill 3 is pretty much always their best, but a lot of characters like the alternation of like skill 1, skill 3, kind of like what Yui's doing. Closer will have that up for a couple turns. I'm going to go with this instead, this round. Shock is present. Keep this buff going. Yeah, I mean, if you don't like her, you don't like her. I think that's fair. Oh my god. Does she have 1 health? She has 4 health left. Oh my god. That is painful. So I'm probably going to lose this round. Let's see if that shield will keep me alive. Oh, does the summon only happen twice? Okay. So now I'm in a race of does Closer die first or does his health bar go away first? 4 HP in a prayer. Yeah, dude, like seriously. Oh god, so this is terrible. I don't have the damage to kill him this round. I'm fairly confident. I could be safer with Soy. I'm going to have to be safer with Soy. I would not normally want to use his highlight in this fight. But whatever little bit I can get on Closer might just be the difference between losing or not. She can dodge, yeah. Yeah, I need her to do that. Does he have shock? So he's lost shock. So we'll put this back on. You would get like a bajillion points of damage here, please. Oh my god, it's... Oh, so close. This is what I find fun. Like, this is what happens when you punch above your weight class. Is you get these hairy moments where it's like, I need a heal, or I need someone not to die. Like, what do I do? I'm at a freaking SP. Will you please follow up? There we go. Okay, so now at least outside of fire damage, I won't take any more damage. Unfortunately, my SP... Well, I guess I get SP back when he phases, so that's helpful. Does she have burn on her? Tell me she's not burning. If she dies from a burn dot now, I'm going to be so mad. Okay, we're safe. Calm. Breathe. Yeah, my Yui's built more for damage, and then my Closer is absolutely built for health. I basically have built my Closer like a support, not like a DPS. And now I'm just fishing for follow-ups at this point. No, Leon is as bad as Closer. Leon, if he's another one, like if you sneeze, like he's dead. So I did that, she went once. Then I did that, she went twice. It would be better to make sure this goes off and not chance it. So I don't think I'll beat my other score necessarily, because there's a couple times I had to be more defensive, and I had to use like Soy's highlight instead of a attack buff. But this is like, this was meant to just demonstrate, like, if you're going into content that's significantly higher than you, like I am right now, like you can get through it. Some of it's just pure luck. I mean, living at 4 HP, we can all agree is luck, right? Like that wasn't skill. Thank you for doing that. And that should be the end. Yep. So what was my score? Oh no, I take that back. I got a new record. Okay. Okay. Y'all gave me the luck. So, but now you see like I get the bonuses and stuff. So that's how you go into a guild boss. What does that put me at? Top 2%. I'll take it. And that's Yui at base awareness with just the one copy of her 5-star. That's not like duplicated out or anything. Yeah, I would somehow unironically get higher damage. If you want the true the true pro of these fights, check out, if I'm going to say your name wrong and I apologize, Irfaniadat. Am I even close to that pronunciation? But like you put out guides for these guild fights, don't you? Like you get some pretty massive scores from what I've seen. I can't say that I've watched every one of your fights, but I know that you've put out some really solid stuff out there. What cards do I even have on my Yui? I don't even think my 4th card is leveled. Yeah, my 4th card doesn't even have levels on it. They're blue cards at that. Like this is what my Yui build is right now. No, I do have her skills leveled. That helps, and I have her 5-star weapon, but again, they're not like duplicates or anything. They're just base awareness values. Jump to a new guild myself. Yeah, my guild's awesome. Like, I've got some ballers in my guild that are just... I don't mean ballers like they're spending money, but like they're just killing it with the scores. Is it even worth being in a guild when you can do the bosses? I mean, you don't have to. The only other guild benefit that you get outside of love is in the rewards. You've got this here. Like, you can live without this stuff. Like, it's really not much of anything. I don't know that they've ever added to the guild rewards in the other servers. Like I said, when I played on KR, I'm pretty sure I was the only person active in my guild, and there was like 2 other people, but I don't think I've ever seen them actually fight a boss. Just done some testing. I got 8 million on hard difficulty with the Yui boss. Nice, nice. What level are you at now? Because mine are 60. Are you still at that 60 level, or are you up above that now? And I know like my rotation probably could be better. And I debate too, like, should I even still use like Soy's other move, you know, his gun attack to get the extra defense down, but there's only so much time I spent testing it. This fight though, this one I could not do a nightmare. I'm going to try it on nightmare right now, and I think I'm going to lose. But this is the team I pulled in for this. I'm borrowing somebody in my guild's Rin because I don't have Rin. So mad about that. And I don't have Rakunda on my Yanosek, which would help. That would help. But I'm fairly certain they just basically wiped me on nightmare mode. Obviously, at a lower difficulty, this isn't quite as bad. So they are A1, so you start with a 3 if they have an A1. How to raise contribution? I think you just have to play the modes and like play the game. I don't know if they ever actually explain it. Let's get his crit buffed. Yeah, I've got some people in the guild who are close to 72. If I get copyright strikes because the song's playing, I'm gonna be so mad. I really wish I had her weapon and her A1. That would be amazing. But I'm definitely not going to pull for it right now. Yeah, look at the damage I'm going to take from these guys. Oh, well, unless I dodge. And Rin dodges quite a bit too. I haven't even attempted this before. Yeah, see, like, I say she dodges and then that happens. But that's why on this one, like I did it at the rank below, whatever it is, champion or something like that. Like, recommended level 80. I'm 60. Like, I'm not going into that fight expecting a W. Yeah, and so, like, you're absolutely fine to run lower difficulties for, like, where your people are. Because, like, level 60, this is 58 at hard. Challenge brings it up to 68, which I still think your level 60 characters can do well enough. You do have to have some cards here and there, but, like, my Joker has no cards on him. Well, no, he has 3. But check him out. This is my amazing Joker build right now. I don't even have my 4-piece because I cannot get this stupid card to drop. Like, I'm waiting until I hit level 60 and then I'll try to grab a couple gold cards for him. But, like, it's just being mean. It just doesn't want to give me another hindrance. So I can't even 4-piece him. Yeah, you can get all the rewards lower. The actual score to get the top end rewards is not that bad. So in here, rewards, so for me it was 1.8 million to get the rewards. You can get that at a lower difficulty without having to stress about it. Yeah, I know, Fulu, we're on the Nova Bro. It's the only character I've managed to not get. Now, that said, I'm guaranteed to get her from the 300 pool. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the cards. So, you know, once I get to this piece here, like, I'll just pick her. So I'm guaranteed to get her eventually, but the game has been like, how about you have Riddle instead? And I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. That's amazing. Yeah, so I beat it on challenge. Let's see if I can get a better challenge score. It absolutely required me to get a couple dodges. So it was not a free fight by any means. And you can see, like, my ranking's only 13%. So, you know, it could be better. But let's try it. Boom. So yeah, I obviously can't do anything there. Let's see what I can do here. Good skill rotation between attacking and debuff with Wonder. It's going to really depend on what you have on your units. And so, like, at this level of the game is when I start actually inheriting skills. Like, you could do a lot by putting Rakunda on Yanosek. I just have been too lazy. It's just I've been too lazy. That's the only reason I haven't done it. I went through a really bad streak of getting Rebellion on Kiko Kuten, or whatever the hell his name is, and I just was like, I'm not doing this for another night. I wonder if I should run Dakini up instead of Succubus right now. That would actually help a little bit with my stats. Oh, you just lost your 50-50 to Riddle? I am so sorry. I called it the other day. I was pulling from Inami, and I got a 5-star, and I was like, I bet it's Riddle, and then it was freaking Riddle. The Bear. Hey, Chandler. Hey, Alex. Should I not build to mainly cover elemental weakness? Do you mean personas themselves? Because sometimes yes, sometimes no. You really do want to look at the content and say, hey, like, what am I missing to make this fight better? Sometimes it's just getting the right persona. What is up with you guys freaking targeting her? And sometimes it's like understanding what the strength of your character is. I think some people kind of look at characters like, oh, this person's just the buffer. Or, you know, Ki doesn't do a lot of damage. It's like, no, but the amount of damage he enables for On is significant. And so you play into his ability to increase On, and that's the play, right? So it's not always as transparent as I just need an ice unit. You got to think kind of beyond that in some of the situations. Not all of them. Like the regular content, you can just kind of put any team together and just auto battle through it. But stuff like this. Okay. If you guys would not pick on Rin this time, I'm borrowing Win from a guildie. Be nice to her. Trickster. Still using Rider for Joker. Pazuzu with Curse would be better for what's his face? The other Curse guy. I want a pet cat now. I missed some context there, but I would love a cat, but one of my kids and my foreign exchange student are allergic to cats. So we're dogs, and we have a bearded dragon in our house. My daughter's pet. Okay, see, like this is, when you're going up, like this is what you need, is for them to spread the damage so you can heal it. Yeah, a good point, Irfan. I'm going to call you Ear, unless you tell me that's offensive to you, just because I can't pronounce your name. But no, yeah, it's a good point that like you're going in for technicals, not for ice on her. Sumi, you're going in for million DPS hits. I need to remember what rotation I'm in, so she just did skill 1. How do I want to do this? I can go with Mark. See, I really should have Rakunda on right now because this would also up my damage. I'm going to get this stacking, actually, and get his damage buff this way. Because it's high... Yep, I knew it. I knew it was how it was about to hit. So we do this, and then I should be able to get him to his extra attack. Ear sounds weird. Okay. Can you give me the phonetics of your name? If I missed it and you said it earlier, I'm sorry. There we go. And now I need you to give me that fat daddy heal. Thank you. Okay, now spread the damage, people. Please dodge. Well, now you can't dodge. You're on the floor. Yeah, go pick on her. She's fine. Oh, don't die. Okay, save for another round. So now I'm on rotation 3, so we have skill 3. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. It would still be nice for me to have to, like, bring it in and out of. And of course you're not going to mark. I knew you weren't going to freaking mark there. Oh, it didn't matter anyways. Earphone. Okay, thanks. I totally missed that. Earphone. I'll say earphone. Alright. Can I not die this time? Yeah, this one could definitely be a better run. Like, I could optimize so much more on this team. Even with barring somebody's reign. But it's fun. I enjoy it. It's almost like a little puzzle box to me. Spread the damage. Get off a Joker. Hit me. Oh, God. Now I'm being stubborn. I must have just had really good dodges yesterday. Because like I said, I did this on challenging yesterday. I didn't pick the wrong difficulty, did I? A puzzle box that hurts me physically, absolutely. It's not a waste of resources because you want to get people to 70 for the free standard card anyways eventually. So if nothing else, leveling the character will pay you off. You don't necessarily have to level all their weapons all the way if you're not going to use them later. I actually had stopped leveling Closer until I ended up deciding to pull Yui. So she would have been sitting at 35 for a long time if it wasn't for that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely want to do less rounds. There's no way I can do less rounds with this much of an underlevel and low power, though. My characters right now are level 60, and these are level 68, I think? Or 78? What? Let me see. 68, yeah. So they're 8 levels higher than me, a couple levels more than Wonder, but that's less important. Is this round 2? This is round 2. Yeah, if I actually put cards on Joker and leveled him, he would be a lot better. Even just if I put just any other generic card for his other 2 slots right now, it'd be better. I just haven't. Like, I could up his DPS, I could up his health that way. I might actually have to do that if I keep dying. Alright, Joker, do something big. This is second round, yeah. So she needs a heal, obviously. Yeah, it's good I didn't go to max difficulty. It would have been funny if I somehow dodged my way through a victory on that, though. Thank you. That's what we need. More of that dodging. And this one's just tough because there's so much incoming damage until you deplete that health bar. So it's not like, you know, if they focus down, if 2 of them focus down Joker, like, it's game over. Let's just go with this. Oh, you think with better cards on Joker, I could do it second round? That'd be interesting. Like, maybe even level one of my cards. Like, that could be decent. Because, I mean, he is chunking some decent damage up there. Let's put skill 1 on and see if I can't get a decent hit here. I mean, Leo's a good buffer. If I wasn't using someone else's Ren, I'd be using Leo here. Oh, this is bad. I do not know my best play here, because this will only heal 2 people. I don't think that... I wish I had her highlight up right now just to live. I wish that was the buff version, but that's the best I could do in the heal in the situation. Oh, come on. That was close. That was so close. Is this round 4? So I should be on skill 1 for Ren? It's a lot harder to remember that when you're like on stream than when you're like sitting down like in your house just doing the battle. Rebellion's down at this point. Alright, now we need to go back into this. And I'm still in a really bad spot for healing. Everyone, yeah, the best scores out of this mode come from like just getting crazy with your DPS. Yes. So close. I don't... Will this kill? Tell me this kills. It does not kill. She's not going to be able to do that either. It's not buffed, but I still think that's the better heal at the moment. I will say this fight is making me earn it. It's not free. Okay, yes, spread the damage. Please spread the damage. Hit Minami. Oh! We were like a hit away. Okay, so let's put a card on Joker for a minute. Even though Ren was the one that died. But so we can get some more damage. Well, yeah, it'll reflect the fact that I'm changing my party around. Okay, so let's put something on him. Because, I mean, you guys see what I'm running with. Like, I got pretty good for this. Let's buff this up. What do I have here? That's fine. That's fine. We'll just do it. And then, since I can't get a 4-piece, I'm actually better off running 2 2-pieces for him. So what do I have? I've got defense, attack is better, attack is better. So let's level these up. We'll get a couple extra, you know, stats in here. And then this one... All right. And now what set would make sense for maybe strength? I'm trying to think of what these things buff off the top of my head. Attack by 12. What would be a good 2-piece here? Not love. I don't think control would do anything here that I'd want. I don't even have extras. Max HP. Oh, okay, so if she has a red symbol, skill 3. Thank you. Thank you. It might just be that strength and go for that extra attack. Nothing in prosperity. What does opulence do? Oh, it's ice. That's obviously not going to help. What's peace? Defense? No, I don't care. All right, so I think we go with the attack set. And we see if we can't get attack percent and HP would be the go there. So, what is that? Power. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can get by just using the recommendations. Every one of us creators will tell you in our guides what we think is the best, but you think a full power set would be better? Let me see. Huh? No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, so what do we have for stats here? HP, crit rate, attack. Sure. Yeah, that's decent. And I don't want to bring this to 25. I want to bring this to 15. Oh, no, clear. That's not at all what I wanted to do. Trying to conserve some resources here. Okay, load that one up. And actually equip it. Okay. We'll go attack. We got crit multiplier. Can I get his crit up? Attack, crit rate, okay. Attack multiplier. Let's Alright, so it's just these. Okay, so SP, attack. Oh, I picked the wrong freaking thing. I want attack. Crit multiplier, crit rate. I think I'm going to go with crit rate. Try to get that bumped. It's only a couple points, but it's something. It's something. Okay. And then for the third one, I'm going to want crits. If I have one, I do. That's good enough. Okay. And finally over here, was it SP? What do I even have over here? I don't need him any faster. He's already too damn fast on my team. Defense, speed. I probably would want an attack here. Yeah. What was that attack one I just saw? Where was it? Wasn't it like on this side? What am I doing? What am I doing, peeps? Okay. Crit rate, crit multiplier, attack. Sure. I will absolutely take that one. Okay, so there we go. We've got power cards on him. Did I not equip one of them? Equipped. Oh, I didn't actually equip that one. I was like, I should have a 4-piece. And then what can I do for the top? What would be good with power? It is... That. I didn't think it was departure. Isn't it growth? Oh my god. Is it growth that has his bonus? Yeah, I'm thinking growth. I'm trying to think of what else goes with power off the top of my head. That won't be as good. Harmony. Yeah, growth. That's what I thought. Okay, cool. Just change into that. And then again, I'm just going to bring this to 15 and see what happens with life. It's something. It's something. Okay, so that gives us a little bit better. Let's see what that does for this fight. And I got to go pretty soon here, but now I just need some people to still dodge because I'm still not out of the woods on just raw damage coming in. Is that saying that I don't get him with his new cards? Let's see. So he has 23% and 2960. I don't understand if that's what that meant. Okay. Allies, Joker. Oh, crits. Okay, does it mean I'm actually using my current version, though, earphone? I hope so. Otherwise I have to reset the fight. And guys, thanks for helping with the chat while I'm over here trying to figure out what's going on here. My thoughts on speed up. I'm not a huge fan of speeding up too quickly unless they really do a good job at rebalancing the rewards. Okay, good, good. I was worried that I'd have to reset it just to let it use the new version of Joker. I didn't think so, but you just never know. Okay, I'm still alive. Do, 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 do. Dun, dun, dun. Give me your highlight. Thank you. Definitely doing more damage. Grinding the last palace in TW, very nice. Alright, now we just gotta live through the next round. Yeah, the freaking speed tuning on my Joker right now. I don't get too serious about that till later in the game, but in fights like this, it does become annoying. Oh, it locked my cards? Joker. Oh, it's got the 4-piece in there. Hold on. Oh, he's got 2. Never before did I think first-person shooter and Persona could fit well. Ah, that'd be kind of interesting to have like a full-on like Doom with Persona. Not bad. If I don't die here, I got a shot. Yeah, I just checked this set. It's his power set, which I just put on him. Next turn, I'm going to want big damage. Let's see if this can do it for me. Alright, this now we just gotta survive. If we survive this, I should be able to hit this on round 3, I think. Yeah, don't spoil anything, Ren. I intentionally didn't play it on KR because I want to wait and do it on global for the first time. Are we alive? We're alive. Sweet. Okay. Okay, now can we just eke out that little bit of extra damage? Oh, I forgot she still has a turn. Don't you dare. Thank you. Thank you, Minami, for being the best character in the game. Joker. Do something big here, sir. Oops. Ooh, actually, this is back up. And you just get 1 again. Give Joker some fat bonus. Thank you. That is not enough damage. Do I get... Yes, I get this back. Okay, this should kill. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so we lived. We lived, people. So his crit buff is gone at this point. Yeah, those cards made a difference, for sure, because that was a whole round difference in damage. So now you guys see... I'm going to plug my own video. I have a whole guide on the Revelation sets coming out tomorrow. just like on the system itself. And so check that out. But that's like a clear demonstration of how a card set can make a big difference on what you're doing. Now the question is, will I get a better score than last time? Oops. Sport. Oh, he has 3. Hold on. Did he like leave 1 HP on them? Yep, he sure did. I guess I'll use this. I cannot wait for you to be A1. And then after this fight, I've got to go and have dinner with the fam. Okay, how was the score? New record. See, it's just a new record kind of day. My friend's list is full. I'll take that. Where does that put me now? Still 13%. But it's a better score. A better score. Now the real question is, how good am I in my own team? Still 5th place. You know what? I'll take it. I'll go for higher scores at the end of the session anyways, like when we're close on the last day. But for day 1, I'll take that score. All right. But my friends, that is going to be it for me today. Like I said, I need to go have some dinner with the fam. I can hear them upstairs rustling around. So thank you, everybody, for joining the stream today. I appreciate you showing up. And there's a new video coming out tomorrow morning, so look forward to that. And then I'm going to try to pre-record a couple videos. I am going on vacation starting Sunday, and so I will actually be gone for most of next week. But still want to drop some content while I'm gone, so I'm going to work to get those out for you all. But thank you all, and until next time I see you, please take care of yourselves.